Jordan year 23, we going 6-0 this year, you heard? Champagne everywhere, nigga. Turn nothing out of something, man, that's really something. Made a couple hundred bands, man, I'm really coming. On the gram, talking like you something. You now tuned in to another episode of the Guns Up Club podcast. I am your host, Mikey. If you're new here, welcome. Nice to meet you. Click the like button and the subscribe button. If you've been here, welcome back. Like the video as usual. Today we have a guest, Prinz Sammy.
Yeah, I'll go by Prinz Sammy.
Nice to meet you. First time meeting, right?
Yeah, first time meeting.
Yeah. Speak up. Get to the mic and then speak.
My name is Samuel Werku, but I go by Prinz Sammy on all social media, or known to be by my friends too. I'm from Oakland. I'm a third-year student at CSULA. I do fashion.
You're a model.
Yeah,
okay.
Model.
I mean, you do a lot of things, but is that how you want to?
I mean, I do a lot of things, but I just want to, humbly myself.
Okay. Yeah. Talk about, all right, let's start off with school. You say you're third year studying computer science?
Computer engineering. Yeah.
Computer engineering / modeling.
Modeling, yeah.
Two different trajectory of
a lot.
work,
Yeah.
right? So how is that, how is juggling, school along with modeling, fashion?
I mean, it's very hard. I'm not gonna lie, because coming even to start off with
speaking to the mic, it's my bad.
Yeah, no, you good.
Yeah.
With what's it called? With a lot of first of all, coming in from a Habesha background is very hard. Mm-hmm. Going into this art scene without this Antoniona, without showing them something to hold on to.
Right.
For example, for me, it was hard to tell them that I'm going into the modeling industry or becoming a fashionista and stuff, because they wouldn't understand the same way I would understand it. Mm-hmm. So because of that, it kind of created this situation between me and my family where they always say they support me and stuff, and when I do something for example a change of clothes, or it can be even with the colors, they'll be like, hey, that's not right, that's not right, all color, that. Yeah. And I was just it kind of came along. Even I got to the point where I was gonna do my major as art, because I was mostly senior year I was into so fashion. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't go out my way to becoming the way I want and stuff, because I'm still under the roof and all that. Right. And it was kind of hard, but when I came along around that time, it was what can I say? It was the COVID-19 quarantine. Mm-hmm. And the only thing that I saw myself doing was TikTok. And it was through that time I kind of grew in TikTok too. So my growth started 2020. I was just sitting down at home and I was debating what kind of business I should open up or do. I wanted to do something because I was laid off from soccer because of the COVID. I was laid off from school. And even that time too, we didn't even have online school. It was just since it was a ghetto ass school, I went to, I was literally the whole 2 months.
That was in Oakland?
That was in Oakland, yeah. A whole 2 months we didn't have school and all that. And I was just I needed to do something because it was driving me insane. I was not a homebody like I am right now, because I was outgoing person. I was just doing a lot of adventure stuff, going to mountains or doing something. Mm-hmm. And that kind of when it stopped, kind of opened up my eyes where damn, I don't have anything to do. And that's when I was TikTok is childish. I was in my head, I don't know, but I was TikTok is childish. I
feel this way. I still feel
literally
childish,
yeah. I was TikTok is childish, well, I'm not going to do that. And it was at one time we were just sitting at church and stuff, and there's this kid that does TikTok, and actually started blowing up, and I saw that he was just we started talking with him and stuff, and I was he was it was just this, that, and he wanted to do it because of he didn't have anything to do, and somehow
was he just dancing, or what was he doing?
His was dance mostly, yeah. And it was hella funny because he was a Mazamran too, yeah. And then straight up to the dancer, and it was kind of the way the church even started was by clowning him and stuff.
Oh my!
And now he's hella known. He got he have a lot of revenue coming through from that.
No way.
And all that, yeah. And he even have his own like what's it called this kind of talk on he does on what's it called TikTok, and it was just like he was just doing it with like a lot of influencers. He like with when you see him, he doesn't look like Habesha too. So it's like he only does it like American people and stuff. So a lot of people don't think he's like Habesha too,
Right.
and it was just great for him. And I saw that happening to him, and I was like, yo, like I feel like I could do that, and what is stopping me to do that?
Exactly.
And I talked to him and all of that, and he was just like, you should do it and stuff, this. I'll help you out if you need anything and all that. And I was like, I thought about it for a minute, and I started it. When I started it too, it was just more of like, it was not dance, but it was just more of like this skits. It was skits, and I believe like it was after like my 65th video, I kind of started seeing what's it called, like a growth of my attraction on my thing, and I was like, damn, it took 65 videos. And imagine that 65 video is not even me doing consistently like not every day, or like it was more of like every other day,
and
or it would be like
during COVID time.
This is all during COVID time.
Okay.
And then like there was this one meme I saw, like it was all funny, like to me all night and stuff. I couldn't sleep laughing. And I was like, why don't I just recreate that? And I recreated this, was like, there was this, what's it called, moment where, it was called TikTok. There was, what's it called? There was this attraction of, FBI checking me out and all that.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that time I was just like the little poison thing.
Yeah,
and it I just twisted it. Yeah. Me personally, I twisted it up where it was like me hopping on the computer, and the FBI screen watching me, and then it was like me on hopping on the hub, and then it was kind of low-key dirty, but that I did that, and I was like, I went to sleep and all that, and I woke up. I had like 1,000 followers already. Imagine that went from like 110 followers to 1,000 followers, and I was just like, "What the hell is going on?" I thought my account was hooked. I searched it up. It was like normal and everything, and I remember a text from my friend. He was like, "Yo, do you know that that video got more than 50K views?"
Wow.
And I was like, "Nah, bro." And I was like, and then I go into the account. On my account, I see that video view. And then I click on it, and when you click your own idea, you know how like it shows if other people did it, and it was like at least like 5-10 people like did it with the same audio I did it, and I was like, damn, like not even about like the view, but like people actually watched it to a point they're creating audio with my own thing, and I was like, that kind of like motivated me to do more and stuff, and then I started like literally doing the same thing with the same audio for a cool like month, and then that attraction went like blowing up, and then like I got to 10K by the end of like I would say beginning of 2021. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Beginning of 2021, I hit 10K, and I was just doing it and stuff, and then they created this Habesha house on TikTok. So it was like just other Habeshas that do TikTok coming along and all that.
Live, this is like they go live.
Not only go live, but they have this one account like a hype house.
Oh,
like a hype house, but for Habesha, and it was very nice, and we got to meet a lot of people and all that, and it's kind of like we kind of started like always help each other out, like shout out, and we kind of did that. That kind of pulled me up to 15K, and
what's your number right now?
Right now, exactly is like 27. I'm guessing.
Okay, let's say 30,000.
30,000.
That's crazy.
Right now, 28.
The best thing about COVID, right? When everybody was sitting down, like you said, you sat down and you're more active, an active person.
Yeah.
What happens is, we had time to think then because we didn't know what to do with ourselves, right?
Yeah.
We couldn't go outside or whatever. Well, I mean, we did, but you know what I'm saying, on the low type shit. Mm-hmm. But it was more so like people start thinking to use their head and start implementing shit, like you starting to use TikTok to gain your traction to get to 30,000. But some other people did different things. But shout out to you on that, bro. 30,000.
No, for sure. Yeah, and it's like the funny thing, it was like that was not even the first thing I tried. Like I mentioned earlier, like I even try it through business. Mm-hmm. Like I tried drop shipping, and like I actually failed like 4 or 5 times with that too. By like at first, like the first two stores were more of like I wanted to do like soccer stuff because I was into soccer stuff. So like I know more about it. So I was just doing it like with Alibaba and all that, and didn't get no attraction. It's probably because I didn't even what's it called advertise it like I would. Yeah, you know, because I didn't have no money and stuff. It was just more of like from my Instagram to literally like to the drop shipping.
Right.
And I know that was not gonna work, even though, but I was still trying because like I was seeing other people like that started from nothing, just doing it, and I was just like, you know what, like I like trying would not do anything to me. So I moved on to a new one. Like a lot of things I understand it with myself too, and like other people are guilty of it. When we give up, we'll give up with everything.
Yeah, we drop
That's
everything.
literally like I understand because I did that at first, and I was like, "Yo, like I need to get back." And then when I'm trying to get back, like thinking of new ideas and stuff, all that, like we'll like just literally demotivate ourselves and all that, and it was just like crazy, like literally because like I would catch myself. I'll be like, "Yo, I'm gonna do this tomorrow," and then end up not doing it, or I'll be like, you know, I'm gonna have a clean room by tomorrow, and then not like it'll be 2 weeks later and it still doesn't have it. And
it takes those little disciplines, like you mentioned, like the bedroom cleaning, making your bed, cleaning your room, little things like that, you know. So speak more on that.
For sure, yeah. And it's like senior year, I feel like I sort of had disciplined myself to learning new things. By then, I like started like picking up other stuff. Like I was getting more close with God. Not only that, like I started playing karate instruments and stuff. Like I was just picking up new things to like learn and motivate myself. I stopped with like a lot of bad habits that I had and all that. Like I like a lot of bad habits where it can be like, and when we were in high school, it might be skipping school. Or like other bad habits like hanging with a bad friend. Like, you know, that part like where hanging with bad friends kind of caught me off guard, where when I went to a church, we had this new deacon in our church, and he was like he teaches in English too. So I remember him saying, if you hang with a fool, you became the new fool.
Yeah, you are the fool.
Yeah, and it was just like that kind of like
a Bible
touched
quote.
me. Yeah, it's a Bible quote. Yeah, and it touched me, and I was like, yo, I gotta switch my ways and all that, and had turned my ways to God and like all this new things I wanted to do in life. And that kind of, I feel like, set me up into this path that I'm in, where like right now I serve at church. What's it called? I go to school. I help family out with whenever need. What's it called?
You model too.
I modeled, and it's like
you play soccer.
I play soccer, and it's just like everything is like coming along when everything is straight with God and all that. Like that's one thing I've seen.
Can you repeat what you just said?
Everything with God. Comes along when God is there, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree on that. You know, when you put God in your life, everything comes aligned. And like you said, the discipline thing. Shout out to you for catching it at an early age, where people catch discipline way later down the line.
No, for sure.
A lot of people get defeated. Like you said, they'll pick up a habit, whether it's drop shipping, whether it's YouTube, whether they want to start a business or anything. They would start it, and then they would completely get rid of it because that's a defeated mentality.
No, literally.
In their head, they're thinking like, it's not going to work. But they started just to get that so people can talk about them, so they can feed people's their own ego by having people perception of like, oh, they're doing something.
Literally, like that's one thing. And I feel like whatever you just said, like I'm 100% guilty of that too. One moment where I was just like, I know what I'm doing, and I know like what I'm supposed to do, but like I was like looking at like people around me where like who are bigger than me, and I was just like, damn, how I'm not at that place. And like I would literally demotivate myself. And I was like, yo, like why is that? And it's like this even like was a sit down talk with myself that I came to, like no therapist, no stuff. Like, yo, if therapist works for you, like go ahead and do it.
That's some stupid shit.
Yeah, you know, like but like me personally, and as a Habesha, a lot of you, brother, you can even relate. It's like there's no like therapist there. Your therapist should be God and yourself. Literally, like
you said it. Like you listen, when you go through any type of like challenge, right? And you said you sat there and you spoke to yourself.
Literally.
What a lot of people don't do is they don't look at themselves in the mirror and face that problem.
That's what I'm saying.
Scared
accepting that guilt, bro. Like,
yeah, so,
literally.
So if you're a failure, not like you didn't fail in life. If you failed at something, look at yourself in the mirror. Sit down with yourself, like you mentioned. And say, yo, I fucked up. And then you need to address it. And you need to find another way to get into that problem.
No, for sure.
Or solve
like,
the
literally.
problem.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead. Bro.
And it's the fact that like where you literally everything you're saying is like I was that person too. And like I keep finding myself sometimes here and there right now too. But I feel like from back then and now is like there's like a whole 100% change on that mentality I have and everything. Even like the past 3 months, like on winter and stuff. Like I had a big time to think when I was back home in Ethiopia, and I saw a lot of things that kind of like triggered me to do more, appreciate stuff and everything. Like even though I was born and raised in Ethiopia and came here, it still was like a new thing to me when I went back, and I was just like, yo, like I'm complaining right there where like with even $5 shoe I have, where there's like people that that doesn't even have no shoe, not even a bare skin to walk on, and I'm just like, damn God, like I thank you for everything, for having me. And that's kind of even like an alignment that I had growing up, and it was just like, bro,
I had the exact same feeling when I went back. Same, I was born over there like you, but when we come here, we get clouded by whatever that's happening here,
literally.
Right? And then we forget what's going on over there, except we see it on TV or whatever. But it's not like when I was there, bro. I was having the same issue where I was analyzing myself and I was analyzing other people, and I'm like, yo, I'm going back to LA in like a couple weeks, and these people are there barefoot, no money, probably literally. Poor, and then I had the same realization. I was like, yo, God, I'll never complain again.
I swear to God, that's what literally I said. I went down, and most of the time I spent it was like I was in a monastery and stuff. Same. Literally, like because like I was working on my deaconhood too. Also, I'm a deacon. What's it called? And because of that, it was just like it taught me a lot of things. And even like some of my old friends that I used to be fools with, I found them there too. Like at the Gadam, it was like a surprising thing. It was an enlightenment for them too.
Which one was it, if you don't mind?
Debre Libanos.
Where's that at?
Debre Libanos is I'm pretty sure is Shawa side of Ethiopia, or southern side of Ethiopia.
I was on the Gondar side, all the way up north.
Like Lalibela and stuff.
No, it's I forgot the name, but I forgot. I'll tell you.
It's cool. Yeah. But like it was just an alignment. 2 weeks. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it was just an alignment for me, and like the people I like met over there too. Like there was a lot of American kids that I met. It was even one story. Like this world is like it got to the point where like there's a second coming. Where when I found out that there was a kid, Debre Libanos, with a pen. With a pen.
Like writing pen?
Nah, with a pen.
Oh.
And I was like, yo.
No, a vape pen.
Like a vape pen. And I was like, yo, like what is this world coming to, bro?
He was inside doing that?
Like he was in the Dubber, around the Dubber.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm just like, yo, like it was just like I saw the pen, and it's like somebody would recognize that if you're from America, and it's just like, damn, like what have we come to and stuff.
It's a sad reality, right?
Nah, literally.
And addiction, no disrespect to anybody to have addiction, but addiction is a bad thing, right? Where
very much.
You can't even control yourself to be in front of God's house, and you can't say like, you know what, literally. Let me wait till I get out,
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Not even wait until I get out, just like literally like at least even if you want to do a step out, you feel me? It's like just like the Beta Christian doesn't mean like just like where the tablet sits down, it's like the whole church, like around of it, like the boundaries and all that. But like it's like,
sad, man. Like if you come to my house, right, and then I'm saying an addict, right, if I tell them, yo, you can't smoke in here, they'll respect it. But for people to go to church and just, do some disrespectful shit like that, I mean,
like a lot of things that we take for granted, that even like just getting into spiritual, I don't know.
No, let's get into it. I love it, bro.
A lot of things like a lot of people take for granted that I even saw myself doing too, is like where me and you were walking, for example, and like a truck is coming to hit me, and you saved me, and instead of me dying, you passed away.
I'm going to heaven.
You're going to heaven, right? But the thing is, though, I'm the one who's still in this world. I'm gonna be thanking you for life until I die. I'll be like, yeah, Mickey literally saved my life. If it wasn't for Mickey, I wouldn't be here. Right. If it wasn't for him, it would just be Mickey the Tock.
Right.
But how come we don't do the same thing for Jesus when he did that?
Absolutely, I agree.
You feel me? Like, that's a one enlightenment that came to me too.
Yo, that's kind of
literally like,
that's crazy. Like, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
it's the fact that over here, bro, in the U.S., the problem is Jesus get disrespected the most out of every religion. In media, people make a mockery out of him.
Facts.
You see it in movies, television, Family Guy, all these things he made fun of. And then the fact that it happened almost 2,000 plus years ago, people and time, right? When the more time goes by, the more people detach from that idea or ideology. But the more media tells you or make fun of Jesus, the more people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's fake." But
literally,
they don't even start. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I was like, even
that's what I believe.
Like, to stay on that topic, where like even earlier when I was coming on my way, I saw like Jesus' picture on this LGBTQ flag, and I'm like, come on now, this world is now just like, it's being ridiculous as hell, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's just people use God's name in vain all the time. Like
literally,
said,
like,
and that's
hey, don't use his name on vain.
That's crazy, man. The realization of when you go back home, a monastery is a good thing. I tell people all the time, like, if you ever go back home, I feel like people should go back home once a year. No, not once a year. That's a bit much. Once every 2 years, and hit up a monastery and cleanse and come back.
Literally,
so you can always have that like awareness of like, yo, it's a mental check-in. Like, damn, I shouldn't be complaining, because the longer we stay here, the more we complain. It's a complaining country, bro.
Oh my God,
don't
even get me started.
Because you say, traffic. It'll be the littlest things, but they add up, and then they become habitual in your brain. And nothing works out for people, because they're like, oh, traffic, oh, DMV, oh my God, the line is crazy. Oh, this, you know what I mean?
This and that, bro. It was literally like, I was talking to my friends about that too. It was just like, our life, like, since the day we start speaking to the day we die, is this and that, that's and this. Mm-hmm. Never thank you this, never thank you that. Mm-hmm. Never like, oh my God, I have this, I should be grateful for that. Like,
gratitude,
and
bro.
It's just like, bro, like, we have a lot to thank for, but we still keep like arguing about the littlest thing, and like fighting our neighbors and all that, everything that's going on in this world.
Absolutely, bro.
But,
I want to ask you one question, bro. You mentioned, well, you didn't mention, we talked off air, but you mentioned like you an advocate for like mental health.
Yeah, like,
and speak on that a little bit. Like, how is your mental health, and talk about.
Yeah, like what's it called? I'm not intelligent about mental health or this and that, but one thing I can understand is my mental health and people's being mental health around me, where into points like by just asking the question about like, yo, Mike, how you doing today? Mm-hmm. Are you okay? Mm-hmm. That's literally like a relief for somebody, because Absolutely. I was in that one position at one time where I needed somebody to ask me where like, are you okay? Like, or like somebody just to say like, you're doing good, just continue. And that literally plays a big role in somebody's life, because it's just like, it's like it releases like this chemical in your head where like, I don't even know what to call it. For myself, I call it like to never give up a chemical, bro. Because like as somebody gives you like a compliment, or when somebody gives you like a dopamine that releases where like I have to keep doing it, but like I have to prove them right. I have to prove them wrong too. Like you have two people to prove right and wrong. To prove right, your parents, like you're gonna always do
wrong
that.
The haters.
To prove wrong the haters, literally, like and it's just like that's that. And through that, like mostly we don't see that in the Habesha community, where like a lot of kids that we see struggling in the drug life or like sexual life and all other stuff too, where we could literally just like help them by just saying, are you okay? And being there for them by talking to them when they're down and everything. instead of like doing like something like, oh, you're down, then we should go out. You feel me? You down? Let's roll up and smoke and all that. Like literally, like
that's an escape.
that's what I'm saying.
That's I mean, I talk about this in the podcast where people escape reality.
No, that's what I'm
escaping
saying.
reality is like the worst. Like it waits. The problem is gonna wait unless you face your problems. It's gonna wait until you get sober.
Do not matter, bro.
You know what I mean?
30 years in, it will wait for you.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't matter.
He have a lot of
you
time.
got problems, deal with them. You have to deal with them. And
Yeah.
you know, I know, like you mentioned, mental health. Actually, someone commented. Actually, I spoke on this issue a couple of videos ago, and someone mentioned like, how could you say plan or face your problems when you're going through depression? And I don't even have an answer to say to him or whoever you are. I said, yo, I'm just praying for you.
Literally, like.
And then he was like, oh, and then the P responded, or he's like, and then he's like, I hope you're doing it. You praying for yourself. And I'm like, I don't know how to keep going.
That's the thing, yeah. Like, I don't understand. A lot of people's like,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like me personally, like when it comes to depression and stuff, I really,
You ever went through like any sort of? I know we all go through.
we
like,
all went through it,
right,
but
right,
I
right.
wouldn't call it a depression because like depression is something that you can actually do, but you just don't let it happen. So like it would just stuck up on you and you just stress about it. That's how I see it.
Absolutely.
But like what I see a lot of people in dark places, I would say is like somebody like, for example, for me, my biggest like blackout in my life would be like sophomore year. My great grandma passed away, who I was like raised like, yeah, she like raised me from like ground and up. Like I grew up in her house back in the village and all that. And that literally like that 2 months after she passed away, nothing hit me, bro. Like I for some reason, I don't know why, nothing hit me. Like I was like emotionally not there. And I feel like those are actually the bad one and the worst ones than actually hitting you and being depth in your emotions.
Absolutely.
Because like then you were literally like actual cold hard person because you wouldn't give a damn about anything.
Yeah, I mean people cope death in
a lot of ways,
in different ways.
Yeah.
For you, it could be like isolating things, or
that's what
some
I'm
people
saying.
might even go crazy. We don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I even know a person that killed himself because like somebody that he loved passed away back home and all that.
Yeah.
And it was just like crazy to me where like I was this like person of like emotionally unavailable for anything. Even like, oh, you'd be surprised, even to God. Like I was just hating on everything I seen and everything like that comes around me. Like I was just like consistently getting hitting heads with my parents, consistently bopping heads with my sister, and it's just literally like I saw myself becoming where like this rebellious kid where in Habesha parenthood that doesn't go through, you know?
Does not.
Yeah,
does
and it was just like a wake up call for me too. Like it hit me literally like right close about my birthday. I was just like, yo, like because like every year I would call her first for my birthday, and this year I don't have nobody to call to,
there,
and
yeah.
I was just like, that's when I was like, damn, she's not there. And I look up, it was her picture, and I was like, I'm sorry, but like I've been effing up a lot, and I was using you as my excuse to effing up more.
Oh, you realized that was a sign?
Yeah, that was a sign. I was just like, yo, I was effing up at school. I was effing up at my life. I was literally like a dirt. You can say a dirt bag because like I was just using her as an excuse to do a lot of stuff.
Wow.
And I was just like, yeah, it was because my great grandma's dead, and I'll just do something. Like I was pushing away people and all that, and it was just like a crazy realization where like that's when I kind of realized, damn, I need to wake up. And around that time, that's when I actually learned to becoming this alone person I am today. Because around that time, it's like I already pushed everybody away from me, where to the point when I woke up, I was by myself. And that's where mental health came to. And
hold that thought.
For sure.
Let me check the camera. But you can talk.
Nah, yeah. But it was just like literally like crazy because like I saw that and the realization became me with no friends.
What was
with no like mental health, right?
So, when you say you were alone, right? Is it you chose to be alone, or you realize nobody was there for you, friends-wise?
I was more of both. I would say both, because there are friends that I actually pushed away and they pushed themselves out and they stayed out. And then there are actually friends that was pushing in when I was pushing them out. And those friends still stick with me right now.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
And like, it's more than brotherhood, that friendship we have right now. But when I was saying I was alone, was just like, I had family, I had friends like that I said that pushed in when I was pushing out. But the fact that I literally like not getting understood made me feel like I was alone. Yeah, and that kind of like gave me this realization, like I need to do a lot of things like alone, like learn how to do alone, because I was big on like family, I was big on like friendship, like I wouldn't want to drink this water if you were not drinking this water type stuff. Where
that's
to the
our
point,
culture, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Where to the point now is like, whether you drink it or not, I'm not gonna thirst myself, you know.
Absolutely.
And it was just like, it was this new realization, like month after month, week after week. And that's when I got into like gym too. Like gym became my therapy. And it was just like, I started slowly going back to soccer. Like I started going out by myself, practicing soccer. I had my cousin that I was practicing with, and it was just like, building myself from like this bottom, like dirt I was, like to becoming like this construction of house, you know. And through that yourself. Yeah, and through that, like one thing I appreciated was that my family seeing that happening and actually being proud of what I was doing. And they were like, for the first time I actually like understand the meaning of like, or the hello, like, you know, I was always like, I was deep. Yeah, like I was actually always like, they'll be like, oh, I love you, this is that. And even my grandpa, which like we don't get a comment like with the dad side and stuff, like who would comfort me with saying like I love you and all that, my sister and stuff, and I always just be like, think of it like as a word, to be like I love you too and good night type thing.
Take it for granted.
Yeah, and it was those moments where like I connected with my family too. Like that's when I feel like I stepped up from being a son to being a brother with my grandparents, you know, like where to the point they started like asking me questions where like, what should we do this with this house, this, that, and instead of like, he's a kid, like, well, what should he care? What should we care about his opinion, you know? And it was just like a lot of things coming along, and the last thing to do was repent for my action. You feel me? That was the last thing I had left. And
so you had to. So you faced yourself, and then you faced God by going up to God and saying, repenting.
Yeah, by repenting. Because
and you did all that.
I did all that, and what's it called?
How was that experience?
I understand a big thing about repenting. A lot of people think about repenting where you just sit down with the Father and confess. Right. Where it's bigger than that, because like the confession, like Father, the only thing he could do is pray for you. Instead of that, like what God sees is you. Like, of course he's gonna see his prayer for you, but the main and the moral of the story was like, there's two type of in repenting, there's two, whereas Nisaha and Kanona. Right. Nisaha is straight up repenting, whereas like,
I don't know the other one.
Nisaha is like where you accept yourself, where
that
like,
I know the other one.
Yeah, you what's it called? Accept yourself for what you done, you're wronging, and literally like guilt trip yourself, and like literally like it's just like as if like you're killing your old self and bringing this new
killing the ego. That's what
killing the ego, like killing your pride. It's like, so like another way I like to call it like transferring your Old Testament to a New Testament. Literally. And where that kind of happened at first, I accepted what I did, what my fault was and everything, what I've been doing. And then I saw myself in front of my confession father, where I confessed to everything that I felt like I have done wrong in God's eyes, and that I think is wrong, even if it's not wrong in God's eyes, you know? And then after that, the kanona comes, where the kanona is the punishment that the priest gives you, depending on like how old you are too, that counts, where, what's it called? It might be doing sigdat, might be doing like a lot of prayer, or might be doing fasting throughout the day. And from this, I learned
known as the consequences.
The consequences of like you're the punishment you're paying, literally. Okay. And you have to complete that with truth heart, with literally like putting yourself down and bringing others up. like the same way that God did. He put himself down when he got spit on,
Right.
when he could literally with a snap kill them. And it's just like bringing yourself down for others to be grateful for them. And that kind of like taught me a lot of lesson about myself and what I like actually, where it brings me to this new idea where I was saying, like, now whether somebody comes into my life or leaves is just a history. At the end of the day, the way I will see it, because
Absolutely, bro.
I was alive for 20 years, 21 years, and you was never there. And now you came and left. So it's like there's nothing that would like,
Yeah.
oh, just
It's
gonna
just
be
a
a history.
chapter.
Like it's just gonna be a chapter and a lesson that I learned from you, you know. And because like I was telling you like earlier, I'm a lover kid. Like when somebody comes to me, I care, and I care to the point where like I had put myself in a lot of like danger, like even like where I have literally fought with my own family because of like the people I love and all that. And it was just like I never saw that happening for me. That's when one of my realization happened too.
So now, do you prioritize yourself more than?
I prioritize myself more than anything after God.
As you should. As you should.
Literally, after God is myself.
Absolutely, as you should. You come first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're in your own body, so
that's
you first.
That's literally like, and that's what I'm like trying to help other people to understand too. Like, yeah, like the way I am to being I am, like any people, like, you know, like perspective. Like a lot of people sees, oh yeah, he's like, oh, he's Hollywood now, or it could be like somebody saying, oh, you changed now and stuff.
Nah, man.
I didn't change. Like I didn't change.
Yeah,
I changed.
Yeah.
I just upgraded myself. That's all.
Listen, like based off of what we're hearing, right? You a man of, you think a lot.
Yeah.
You to the point you dissected yourself to find out, you know, your whether it's insecurities, trauma, problems, good friends, bad friends. You sat there and filtered your life out. Not a lot of folks do this kind of stuff. And like I said, a lot of people catch whatever you went through down the line, over 30, 35, 40. That's when they catch it. But I applaud you for even catching it at this age that you are, dissecting, like, okay, what's wrong with me? Like, even pushing friends, even realizing, like you said, if you hang out with a fool, you're going to be a fool. If you hang out with somebody that's like a loser, you're going to be a loser.
Literally.
Disassociating from those folks to the point where you pick and choose friends. Even with that situation, you're getting closer to God as you go. And then by that point, you know, dealing with death and coming to realization, I'm like, okay, now I got to stand in front of God and purify myself.
Facts.
A lot of, like, I didn't even get there yet, bro. I didn't even get to a point. Like, I respect you on that.
Nah,
that's
literally,
amazing,
like,
bro.
it's just been, like, a lot. Because, like, for me, I feel like the reason it got to that is just, like you said, I had an early, like, wake-up call. But the thing is, I feel like the reason I even have an early wake-up call was because I was doing a lot of shit that my early age should not be doing, to the point where it got stacked up. And I realized
couldn't handle it, huh?
I couldn't handle it. And it's either I need to mature and get out of this zone, or I stay in and become a dumbass. You feel me? And it was just like literally my unmaturity taught me to become a maturity. Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Did you have any, like, you're the oldest kid?
It's kind of complicated where I am the oldest, but at the same time I'm the youngest. Because I have an older sister, and then I have younger siblings too, but they're back still in Ethiopia with mom and dad.
But you're the oldest here.
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Okay,
yeah.
So see, you didn't have guidance. Did you have guidance as like I'm talking about like a big brother to be like, yo, chill out, or
more of my older sister? Yeah,
your older sister.
Yeah, she was just like, I feel like literally she became a second mom for me. Most of the things, the way I learned. Could be like from literally like taking me the littlest thing, like taking me on a date, like, you know, the little date, teaching me like how to become a gentleman, like the way like my sister taught me about it, like gentleman and stuff too, was like so crazy to the point where like as like she was just like she wouldn't want me to wear like certain clothes, like ripped jeans, She wouldn't want me to wear like or cut my hair a certain way or color my hair and all that. And just becoming like to creating this picture of like a gentleman that I am. Like literally, like if she saw me walking out of the house without a belt, it's like she'll bring the
Yeah,
belt.
that's her.
Stuff.
That's her. Like
Yeah.
she's kind of like morphing you to her version of what a man is supposed to be.
Literally,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
And it was like I'm thankful for that because
yeah. If it
like
worked out for you,
it worked
absolutely.
out for me
Yeah.
the way like I'm supposed to be coming is that because like I low key didn't like myself the way I was becoming because like I said I was hanging out with a lot of like people that I was not supposed to be with me,
Right.
and I was slowly becoming them and all that, like doing other stuff, and that was not sitting right with me. And the funny thing is I know it was not sitting right with me and I was still doing it. That's the funny thing, like that still gets me. Yeah.
That's and a lot of folks get stuck in that doing because they don't know how to get out of it. Like it's hard to get out of
For real.
certain situations, usually I'd say this to people, bro, like if you happen to do like shit you're not supposed to do, right?
Literally.
And then you feel like shit deep down, that's your soul telling you to relax or get away from it.
Yeah, and
You know what
we
I mean?
still don't accept it, bro. That's
you
the
just
thing.
like, you know what, let me drink on top of it, suppress it, and then you forget, come back, it's still there. You know what I mean? It becomes a battle. So you play
literally
tennis with it.
like when it grows and becomes a beast though
That's it.
is dangerous. Yeah.
That's when
Like-
that's the biggest downfall for human beings.
Literally.
That's
And
crazy.
Yeah, that's what it was. And low key, like that kind of shaped me to becoming like this fashionista because she was actually like she liked a lot of fashion.
Yeah, let's
stuff.
get into fashion
Yeah.
on a brighter side.
Yeah, literally like
How did you have a thing for fashion when you were young, or just kind of like I don't know,
you'd be surprised. Growing up, I wanted to be a dancer.
a dancer?
Like other than like there's like the typical doctor and stuff. Growing up, yeah, like surgeon, neurosurgeon. That's like my top of the list. But
Sorry, we're back. Technical difficulties.
yeah. But what's it called? He asked me the question about like how I got into fashionista. It was more of like I wanted to become like a fashionista where like I always wanted to like see myself on these posters and everything. But growing up was just the idea was like to being a neurosurgeon. But when it came to reality, I was like, nah, I could never like see myself doing that. And that's why I got into like the tech industry. And even the tech industry, like I liked it because it was kind of like going with the flow that I wanted. I was like you said, like for example, like you can work from home and everything, all that. So I saw myself doing that, and also like saw myself doing like content creating. So I was like, that's the best area to be at.
Absolutely.
And then when it comes to content creating, I was like, what should my niche be and stuff. And always wanted to be like a fashion thing, but it was just like I don't have nowhere to start it, or like this guidance that like I needed to where to start it, or how to start, how to film it, how to record it, how to edit it and all that. So I didn't get into that. So I was just like, I would do fashion by myself. Like when I go to school, like I would like literally be drippy and stuff and go to school. But like I would never record it and post it up on social media. And one time I remember like I kind of like mixed up Habesha clothing with modern style. And I went to school, and everybody was like, "Damn, where'd you got that? Like, like you're giving like a Africa, like what's it called, a modern Africa, nigga." And I was like,
Wakanda vibes.
yeah, like they were like Wakanda vibes and all that. And I was just like, I bet. And if that is that, like, and if that is getting attention, like, I'm gonna kind of like integrate something. And that's when drop shipping even came, where like I started designing my own type of clothing, where like I wanted to upload it and do this, that,
Right.
but I didn't end up doing it. Which right now I started working on.
Get on it.
Literally, like I started off. I'm like finished with the designs and stuff. Now just like a manufacturer that I need. But going back to that, it's just like that. And I was on IG, and I was just like literally like going up, and I saw this like models needed ad. And it was at SF, and I was like, yo, let me book this. I booked it for free and everything. Next thing you know, it's like I received the email. It was like, what's it called? Come for the audition and everything. And it was just a commercial audition. And I was like, yo, Hannah, you have to take me, which is my sister. And she was like, bro, this is probably a scam and all this, that. And I was like,
You took
nah.
the risk.
I was like, nah, let it be. And she took me to SF, you know, it was like a whole bridge drive and everything. And then I did it. I did the commercial and stuff. And they were like, you're good at it and stuff, but you have an accent. So it was like, we'll call you. But then when they called me, they were like, you could be a model though.
Oh, it was for a commercial.
It was for a commercial audition. I
Oh
went.
shit. Okay.
And then it was just like, oh damn. That's when I was like, a
so
model.
you fell into modeling by doing acting.
Literally, like by trying to go into acting, I fell into modeling.
That's crazy.
And it was just like an eye opening, and where like I started like taking these photos and stuff and started sending it to agencies and stuff. And this agency picked it up, SF. It's called SF Agencies, and where after they picked it up, it was doing around where George Floyd had passed away.
Yeah.
They sent me a shirt and they were like, yo, do a video with this and also take a picture and send it to us. And I did that. I sent it to them. And next thing I know, it was up and running on their social media and stuff.
Hard. Okay.
And I was just like, that was my guest start. And I saw like the traction it was having. It was like all my friends, they were like, they started tagging me in it and all that. And I was like, yo, you know what? Like, this is actually interesting. Like, why don't I learn more about it? Literally, I sat down. Literally a month and a half or 2 months, did a research on modeling. What should I do? What do I need to do to becoming a modeling and all that? And then I started creating my portfolio. That's the number one thing you need, because like that's literally the resume.
Mm-hmm. It's like acting.
Because of that, like I literally like I didn't like taking photos. I became a photogenic, but like I used to just everywhere I go is like selfie or something. I just started taking photos and everything, and I had that like hood Instagram to where like no post and then like no face, no case. I deleted all that. Like, I was like, you know, that's not even. So
you started like rebranding
myself and everything, because like that was cool at that moment, but it was like at the end of the day, it was not me, because it was like, nah, what do you mean no face, no case? You feel me? It was those like cringy ass captions and all that.
Yeah.
I kind of rebranded myself where like I came clean. Also going like what the society would say, gentleman, and like I just started like doing like my IG and TikTok, just back and forth, where I started seeing a lot of growth in TikTok and everything. And literally after moving out to LA, I was literally like, I'm thankful enough to get invited to doing an interview with Voyage LA.
Talk your shit. I was on that too.
Bro?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I seen an article. Yeah.
Way back.
Then,
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was like, they emailed me out. They were like, yo, we see like your growth on TikTok and stuff, and like you were branding yourself and everything. So how would that came to be and stuff? And I was like, yo, like, I didn't know. At first, I thought it was like fake. I could show you the email. I was like, is this like a real thing? And I emailed them back. They were like, oh, actually, a real thing. I still remember.
I want to know who that is, though. Like, I still don't know who that is. Whoever you are, shout out to you.
Like, I still don't know her name, like, and stuff. But now, like, I like recently like came up across where like there was a separate account where it's called what's her name was Serenity or something like that, who emailed me. And I was just like, yo, this, that. And I thought it was like, yo, you know, I'll pass on that. She was like, are you sure this is actual for real? She sent me this articles where like everybody was in there and everything. And I was like, okay, then I'll give it a try.
Shout out to Voyage LA.
And it was just like, at that time, they were like, they actually started opening up office, because she was like, before then it was like through online that you got like a lot of people did it. And she called me up to the office and like, what was it called, downtown LA. And it was just like...
You went to the Voyage office?
The Voyage office, yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And it was just like... she
was a Habesha lady?
No, she was not Habesha. It was French.
Oh, my God.
And it was just like... She talked to me and all that, and this. And I was just like, yo, it was this. I didn't know it was fake and all that. And that kind of boosted me up, where like after the article came out, I started using that on my portfolio, where like, oh, yeah, he's into like, you know, this fashion. And it's like... And that kind of like pushed me to like... kind of being a good contestant for the LA Fashion Week, where it came to be like that, like literally a month ago. And LA Fashion Week, my team, we came in second place with fashioning for this brand called Yo So Cool. And it was just like really eye-opening, because that was my first runway. It was other times, so it was just like a freelancer photographic and stuff I was doing. I've done it for Banana Republic and H&M. Those are my two big brands I could call.
That's what's up, man.
But other than that, it was just like I'm still trying to grow and get into like the bigger ones. But yeah,
That's what's up. I mean, you did two of the biggest brands. Banana Republic is like Old Navy. H&M is his own brand, massive brand. So shout out to you on that.
No, for sure.
I mean, do you ever look into like, oh no, I'll be on IG and I'll be looking at like these little models that be throwing fits together and then maybe.
Nah, literally like
that was hard.
That is very hard. So that's where it comes to be. I rebranded myself, and now like on TikTok, that's where it's gonna be posted up a lot.
Oh, do you trying to do those type of content?
I'm already creating a lot of videos. Right now, I'm on the editing stage where I'm like, with me, I would like to have at least like a month advance work, and then I'll edit it and then just schedule it. And so without where like I would have those times rather than editing, like I would do another videos or something else with that time,
So like piecing outfits together.
Piecing outfit together. For example, I had this was called Buha Man. A lot of like clothing that came in for me. Was called that one. Literally, that's the video I'm right now creating for TikTok, where like just like how to fit this, how to fit that. Right now, it's like the fashion is like kind of stack up pants and all that, like how to fit that with color kind and color waves and all that. But
that's crazy, bro. Shout out to you, man.
No,
so
for sure.
You third year in college, you juggling fashion, pursuing TikTok as well. So what do you? I mean, we've been talking for an hour. I just kind of got caught up. But what do you see? Where do you see yourself in like, let's say 5 year span? Where do you see your brand, or what's gonna happen? Like, where do you see yourself
in 5 years? God willingly, I would love to see myself at
Gucci
in a magazine. Yeah, bro, in a magazine, like front cover. Even not even front cover, as long as it's a magazine at first, that's the first step. And going forward, being assigned to agent, like that's the main goal I have. That's what I've been working on, this like behind the stages right now too. Just been talking to a lot of people and all that, networking. Like mostly in LA or any city you guys at, take the advantage of networking, bro. It doesn't matter if it's called party. It doesn't matter, bro. That's how you get the networking, bro.
People get caught up. Listen, let me tell you the idea of networking, especially in LA. People get caught up. They lie to themselves, right? They say, yo, I'm outside networking, but they're actually outside partying.
That part, yeah.
And then they get caught up in that part, and then it will be like 4 or 5 years down the line, and they're like, yeah, like people lie to themselves a lot.
Nah,
bro.
literally, like
but
that's one thing.
That's a good thing you said. Yeah, networking
is
important, bro.
Literally, like what's it called? 2 of my friends right now I met was through literally like an event that happened, like a get together party and stuff. And both of them are actually doing fine right now. One of my friend, he's actually dropped out from AMDA. He used to go to a filming acting school, and he's auditioning for what's called Spider-Man, Miles Morales. He's black, so he's auditioning for that character right now. And my other friend, who also just moved back to Seattle, he makes music and stuff, and he just been like popping up with a lot of music videos and music ads and everything. And I just see like, no, those people I just met outside, but like they actually connected me with a lot of other people that I do not know that like that can help me, which also like helped me. Where, for example, like my friend who does musician, like he's quote unquote the pretty boy. And a lot of people like even walking with him, like a lot of people would ask him like, can you model for us, this that. Yeah. And when that kind of happened, I remember one time we were on Rodeo Drive, and they were like, oh, y'all look good, can y'all model for us? And he was like, yo, I don't do that, my boy does that. And he just literally on the spot said that. And next thing I know, like I'm literally talking to the person like right now who's helping me out with a lot of stuff is the person that I met over there.
See, and you fell into opportunity like
that's what I'm saying. And it's like also goes back to where like you surround yourself around people and stuff. Absolutely, and good thing comes to you.
Cut out the bumps, bro.
Yeah, literally. Nah, facts.
Nah, just cut out the bumps. You don't like. I'm telling you, when you hang out with people, if people just sit there to gossip about other people and they not talking about elevating, growing, or they're not talking about like I could do better shit, or they're not talking about business, man, cut them out. They not gonna do shit for you. Like I'm saying, if they gossip with you about other people, they gonna gossip about you when you leave. So it is what it is.
Facts, but like that's the best line.
So 5 years, magazine, probably
signed.
Do you wanna? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, signed, and hopefully like God willingly, if not completely, but at least have my own agency back in Africa.
I love it.
Yeah, like because oh my God, the amount of beautiful people we have in Africa, but doesn't have opportunity, bro. Like I want to work on that. Even if I don't become this successful, like what's it called, this successful model, I at least want to have like some business that have to do with agency when I go back home.
So do you see yourself it's kind of like working tech and transitioning to modeling, or do you do the school thing just to do it for your parents?
That's a good question. Literally, my school is like a plan B, and I told them straight up to my grandparents too that like school is a plan B, and
it's always gonna be there.
Yeah, it's always gonna be there. Like that's the degree I want. I'll give y'all the paper, but I literally told my grandma even like 2 days on the phone. She was like, "Yo te marcando all that," which means like, "Are you learning all that? Go to school." And I was just like, "Yeah, I'm going to school. This, that." But the degree, when I get it, you're gonna be going up and getting it because I didn't do it for me. I did it for you. Yeah. Because you taught me without learning anything. Yeah. That means a lot to me. So I'm doing it for you. But other than that, I'm literally, with God's help, I'm planning my own ways.
Absolutely, bro.
Literally.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have to, once you finish school, you're going to get into work and you're going to realize the culture of 9 to 5. Nah. It's a dream killer, especially for artists, right? Yeah. Like us. It's literally a dream killer where everybody comes in. And you see these people Monday through Friday, and you're like, you're an artist, you gonna feel
literally, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
even like working from home, it's different. Like you have to deal with these people, meetings, and all that. But I would say, bro, you know what I'm saying? Use that money to invest in yourself.
That's what I'm saying. And grow. Like, yeah. For example, like my biggest investments of this year could be like the camera, some of like the camera products that I used and stuff, because like now it helped me shoot a lot of things for like people, and right now like I'm actually like in a production where like I'm literally shooting for a lot of people, and even in content like I'm, for example, in the Ethiopian community, I'm doing literally Little Ethiopia, and the amount of the amount of stores there is, right now I just signed a contract for every store to do shoot for them.
Talk your shit.
You know what I mean? And it's just
so like marketing wise, they said they are setting up their own social media and everything. They want to grow the Little Ethiopia community, so they needed somebody to shoot their shot, and somebody came across me and suggested me, which I'm thankful for that person. Now I literally did my 2 shoots last week, and I'm doing another 2 shoots this week, and just been like continuously coming in with a lot of things. And also like the tech side helps because I'm building a website for them too and everything. And it's just like, I prayed, God did it. We got ChatGPT now. I'll create it for you in 2 minutes.
Literally, right?
That's what's up, bro. Like you're a man of many hats, so keep growing, keep prospering, bro. It's been an honor, first of all, meeting you and talking to you. For sure. You have like any last words, or you want to hit us with some like motivation? This is like a segment I tell people that come as a guest. I'd say some motivation so we can get inspired. You already inspired us well enough, but the floor is yours, bro.
What's it called? My personal of all time is for I know the plan I have for you by the scripture from Jeremiah 29 verse, I believe 19, but I might not be sure about the verse, but I know it's Jeremiah 29.
Repeat that.
For I know that the plans I have for you.
And explain it.
Meaning that is, we can plan all we want. We literally can discuss, sit down, everything we want, but we don't even know if we live tomorrow. So the plan we have to pray is literally, God, make this plan happen for us. Not, I'm going to do this. Wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You have to, before you do anything, you know what I'm saying, interpret God in your life. And for all the people that are, atheist, I don't know, I hope you find your way to find God. I always say this, but, you know what I'm saying? Fall and find out, realize, oh, shit, he exists. But, always put God first and go hard, you know what I'm saying? You can't just, and people that just pray and shit don't work out for you is because you're not working hard enough. So work hard, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Thank you, my nigga. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, all right.
You got to come back.
For sure.
I feel like we covered a lot of topics on
spirituality. A lot of things.
And it was amazing. It was I love spirituality talk, but
yeah, for sure.
thanks for coming, bro. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna need you to come back for round 2. Whenever.
I got you.
My boy.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.